Good evening, stamping friends. This is Jenny from Celebrate the Journey. And let's see if I have this going right. I think I do. We'll see how this works today. So I gave you a little teaser a little while ago about tonight's cards. I have two cards for you that were inspired by this. I accidentally said Good Housekeeping, but it's Better Homes and Gardens. But you know, they're the same thing. They're, you know, a house inspiration magazine like Southern Living or whatever. So this one is Better Homes and Gardens. And I'm sorry, that stamp pad was like shining. So they had this whole article in here about using these colors. I think they called them cobalt and clay. I should have marked the page. Let's see. And Robert and I were talking about how this would be really pretty in your house, like in an entryway or just a little nook. Not your whole room. It would be very busy. But I think this for like where your coat closet is or something. Drop your keys on that table when you walk in the door. So orange and blue. And I thought that was, it just caught my eye. And I thought, well, we need to make a card with those colors. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to make two cards. Saturday was World Card Making Day, and we used two different stamp sets. Well, we used three. So tonight, we're going to use two of these together. We're going to mix and match. We're going to do Warm Welcome and Cottage Wreaths, and we're going to mix and match and make some blue and orange cards. So let's get started. We're going to do Warm Welcome first. And I want to show you the dies. Now, this door here, it does have a die that matches it. And I haven't used that part yet. But one other thing that this set of dies has is panels for your doors. And they die cut and emboss, so it's like your front door has panels, you know, 2 or 3 panels on them. And so that's what we're going to use. And we're going to use the door handle. Door handle. I already die cut that because I had a scrap piece of copper on my desk. So that's what we're going to use from this. And then we're going to use some sentiments. So we're going to start with a Pacific Point door. We're going to have a Pacific Point door. And you'll see I cut this down to 3 3/4 wide because doors are 4 1/4 was awfully wide for a door. So it looked better to do this. So this is going to be our card front. And then we're going to die cut some of the panels. So I'm going to use some scraps here. And we'll run these through and get some panels die cut. So give me a minute because we need to cut 3 of these. I should have cut 2 ahead of time, so that's all right. Okay. This is good. Now I'm going to show you what I've done in a minute. We'll talk about that. There's one. don't think that piece is big enough, so we'll get another piece here. We'll make 3 panels for our door front. There's that one and one more. Now, when I die cut these a couple of days ago, I felt like they didn't have as much of an impression as I wanted them to have. So I put a shim of just computer paper in there, and it gave it a deeper emboss. Do you see how, can you see how that's embossed on there? So that was a decision I just made about 15 minutes ago that I would try that. So I see Jamie's here, and well, Robert's here, and Karen's here, and Cindy's here, and Tina, Granite Falls, North Carolina. I've never heard of that, Tina, but welcome. Thanks for joining us. So now we're going to create our door here. All we have to do is adhere this on here. I love this, Cindy, I like this stamp set. You know, at first I was like, not real sure, but since it was for World Card Making Day, I went ahead and got it. And I think I'll like it, so. And it's going to be in the new catalog in January, I believe, is what they've told us. So we just got to have it a little early, which makes us be able to use it longer. And I suppose I could have put these on with dimensionals, but I think that would have been too much of a lift. Nobody's doors panels are quite that fancy. Alright, now we can go ahead and put this on our card front. I didn't want to put it on there until I was sure we had done it right. Looks like I need a drop of glue under one of those corners. We'll just put that right there. And hold it down. Now we need a wreath for our door. So we're going to stamp it with pumpkin pie and Cajun craze. We gotta have our orange in here. So we're gonna do the first stamp, the one that looks like branches, muscadine vines maybe. I think, Jamie, this would be a great stamp for when you're doing welcome to the neighborhood cards or welcome to your new home. You could even do the doors, the color of the doors in your hood. We have one neighborhood that down the street that every house has different colors, like pink and yellow and blue, turquoise. We just have boring burgundy. Now we're going to do the one with the leaves with pumpkin pie. This is distinctive, so it will pick up, it'll lay down ink in different layers for you. You don't really have to, as long as you get it centered here, you're okay. And there's our orange wreath. We're going to die cut this. And let's see if I can't line that up pretty good. I'll tell you the hint here. Do you see this one that's kind of poking out? If you always keep your eye on that little space or that little leaf, you'll get it going the right way, hopefully. Okay, let's run this through the cut and emboss. Try not to move it around. And while we're die cutting, we can go ahead and cut our bow, which I don't know, I don't have those dies out on the table here. Let's see what I did with them. There we go. All these now this country wreath has 2 bows. We're going to do the one that's more detailed. So we'll just cut it out of copper. And then we'll be done with our card. Sort of. Isn't that going to be pretty there? That's our pretty low bow. And we'll put that on our card front. Now we can put this up with dimensionals. Oh, you know what else is in this warm welcome is that little image of the little baby, the people's shoes, little kids' shoes at the door. And I thought, how cute for a welcome baby card. Add another set of shoes to the door. So we'll put that there. The reason I went ahead and cut this door handle is I had a scrap that had adhesive on the back. It was left over from last year's Thanksgiving cards. And so I thought, well, we'll use that little piece. I don't let copper and glimmer go to waste. There's our door. Now a handle. Now we can put this on. I'm going to hang that to the side. And it's kind of thin, and so to me it worked better to you just trim a piece of edge dimensional to put on there. Alright, now we are going to stamp. This is for you, Jamie, for your new neighbors. We're going to stamp the word welcome. I think I'll do it in the Pacific Point again. We're going to call this Cobalt, aren't we? And we'll trim that, give it a little mermaid tail. Ooh, that looks like I kind of cut it close, but I think it'll work. Yeah. And we'll put that here. Clean our little mess up. Hi, Marge. Welcome. Welcome on Wednesday. And here I have a welcome in my hand, so that's for you, I guess. Right there. Now the other sentiment I think is pretty cool. One of the other sentiments is my door is always open for you. And so we're going to put that on the inside. But now if this was welcome to your new home, probably put something else in there. I think the little kitty cat that goes with this one would be real cute to put him down in the corner. But not everybody likes cats, I don't suppose. Now we need some bling. So we're going to use the champagne rhinestones. And put them on our wreath. Let's see, we'll start in the center, even though that's not really, it's the center of this half circle. And put a kind of little cluster of berries. And I think the bling keeps it from being too country. I'm not real wild about country, but this is cottage. So that's a little different, isn't it? So that's a pretty quick little card. And I really like the way you can see the embossing on the door panels. You can see the embossing on the pretty detailed wreath. It's a nice little card. If you were a real estate agent, that would be cool to, if you could send these to people that, your customers, and say, thanks for letting me help you find your new home. Lots of choices for this card. Alrighty, let me clean this up. Put a few things away here so we can make another mess. Now remember this wallpaper? We're going to make our own wallpaper. It won't be this pattern, but it's still going to be a pretty pattern. So I have a piece of, let me get rid of some of these stamps, a piece of basic white. And then I have one of our masks, or I call these stencils, but they call them masks, so that's what we'll call them. We're just going to hold it down with some repositionable tape. Keep it from sliding around too much. We're going to use our pumpkin pie again. Hey, that's a good idea. Sharon would love these for her customers. Yeah, see, there you go. Charge her a lot of money, Jamie. Thank you, Tina. Now, I like to start, I don't know how I got blue on there, over on the edge here, so we'll do that. And we're just going to use our blending brush to create our wallpaper. And of course, since this is hand painted wallpaper, it doesn't have to be perfect. That seems to be the trend on the home fix-it shows these days, is your hand painted wallpaper, or I think that's what they call it. And some of them, you know, even send it off to be printed and have their own. I think that hometown Laurel, Mississippi family, they do that sometimes. So we're going to have our own home printed paper. I was afraid that was going to move. We'll get that back there. I think it's close enough. All right, now there's our pretty well hand-painted wallpaper. And I like the way it's kind of ombre looking and works out like that. Now we need to put it on our card front. And we're just going to mount it on some Pacific Point, a little border. Not much, just a little. I love these masking things, and you know, you don't have to do the whole, the whole card front. I like to just kind of have a highlight of masked sometimes. There are different ways you can use them. We can go ahead and put this on our card base, and then we'll have that done. The only thing is I do have ink on my fingers now, so I have to be careful. And I think orange and reds, they tend to smear more on, I tend to get them on everything. I think we'll turn this over too, so we don't get more ink on everything. So we've got this, and we're going to do some more die cutting. And this time we're going to die cut. We're just going to die cut the wreaths out of Pacific Point. And there's 2 different wreaths in this set. So we're going to cut one of each. We have a lot of paper scrap chads with these. Because all these little petals come out. Must have put those too close together and they didn't cut good. Let's see if I can't fix that. I think we can rescue these. Let's see, I'm going to run that back through. That'll be interesting. See, they were so close to each other. I don't think they die cut as good as they could have. let's just run those through. I'll line them up, and actually we'll just do another set. We won't put them so close together this time. I think that kept them from cutting good. I hope that's what it was. Oh, much better. It just popped right out. So we'll have learned that lesson, we hope. I see all these little pieces of paper that you can leave those if you want. Some people like to leave them, not all of them punched out, but I think they'd come out in your card in the envelope. So I think I'll punch them out. Could get my little brush out, couldn't I? Right. So today was Wednesday. It's always our day to run errands and try to get a few things done. It was a real pretty day though, so that was nice. Been getting a little bit of rain, which is much needed, but not today. Not like you guys get on the East Coast. All right, there's one, and then here's our second one. This one also, you can puff these little petals up. Of course, I think once they get in your envelope, they'll probably get smashed down again. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna kind of poke some of these out, and maybe not all of them. We'll see. So I hope everybody that ordered yesterday really enjoyed getting the free shipping. I appreciate the orders. Thank you for ordering. The free shipping was a bonus for me because I wanted to get a few things, and that helps. Every little bit helps these days, doesn't it? Now, I want to put a sentiment on here. So we're going to see how we can figure that out. And I have a 1 inch and 1 1/8 inch of orange to go on here. So our sentiment is going to be, it kind of goes along with the card, the inspiration. It says, "Thank you for inspiring me." And so I thought that was a nice sentiment to send to somebody that's, you know, been kind to you and maybe done something special. So we're going to put that on our card. But the trick's going to be is how I'm going to get it on here without taking away from the wreath. So we're going to line that up on this end. And we'll have to do some surgery, I think. All right, so let's see. I don't want it to go behind my wreath. I think that looks weird to have white there. So I need to cut it kind of at a scoop there. A little bit of a half circle maybe. And kind of like that. We'll see what happens. Oh yeah, look at that. That's great. I love it. So we'll put that there. Try to get it straight enough. And now, hi Kay, thanks for sharing tonight. And thanks for showing up tonight. Twice you saw my little teaser, and then this one. Now they're so tiny. I just don't think you can put this on with the dimensionals. You don't have enough cardstock to stick them to that they wouldn't show. So we'll just put those on with Tombow. And give it that little second layer, make it be fluffy. There we go. I'm going to put this on top while it's drying. And then I wanted some orange ribbon. And we don't have any orange ribbon. We do have pale papaya, but it's kind of thick. So I want to show you how I'm going to dye the ribbon. I tried it with paper pumpkin. It was way too dark. So we're going to do, so then I tried it with paper pumpkin. Hello, pumpkin pie. And so when I tried it with pale papaya, it's perfect. It looks kind of like paper pumpkin. It kind of looks like pumpkin pie. So go figure. Now there's lots of ways you can do this. You could color it with a blends. You can color it with a re-inker. But this is the way I'm doing it tonight. So I've got my ink pad and a block, and I'm just going to lay my ribbon on there, and I'm going to hold the block down and drag it and see how it's going to pick up that ink. I'm going to move it a little bit, so now we'll turn it over and ink it again so it gets good and inky. This is that white crinkle ribbon, and so it's going to pick it up very quickly and dry very quickly. And now we have our own pumpkin pie ribbon. Have to let it dry just a little while, not long. But this way you can see you can have purple ribbon, green ribbon, whatever color ink pad you have, you can dye it either this way or with a re-inker or with your blends. So I have another piece that's been drying, and we're going to tie a bow. I'm going to do a double bow because I want it to be fluffy. Could almost do a triple bow. Let's go ahead and do 3. The only thing about this is now, you know, this ribbon, even though you've dyed it, Jamie, and it's dry, it will still get on your fingers, so be careful and wipe your fingers off before you start working on your card again. Because, see, I have orange fingers. I could wipe them on my blue jeans, but I think I'll use a baby wipe so I don't get all that ink off here. And now we're ready to put our bow on here. Pull it off of our bow maker. Fluff it up. And we'll put our little bow on with some not dimensionals, glue dots. I will say, I noticed when I made the first card that even with the glue dots, it kind of didn't want to stick. And I think it's because of the ink. I'm not positive. So I'm also going to put a tiny drop of Tombow to make sure it's secure on our card. Not only do we don't have orange ribbon, we really don't have orange bling much, but I did notice the Funflower resin shapes. Look at that. I think that's supposed to be sweet sorbet, but it looks orange enough for me. Not real sure. Maybe it is pumpkin pie. So we're going to put that there. And we'll put one over here and maybe one around there. Now we're going to have to let that dry and make sure it gets on there good. So how do you think we did with our inspiration here? We've gotten this one and this one and our magazine. So there we go. We'll do it like that. I don't know how to make sure you can see. There we go, everything. So I like it. So I hope, use your whatever's around the house. Oh my goodness. When you go to Home Goods or At Home, one of those stores that have all that stuff for your house, I'm always taking pictures of inspiration for card making. Pretty dishes. You can see, oh, we could make those Christmas dishes. I could do that with a rubber stamp. So, use those things that we see every day that inspire us. You could even use packaging like, a can of soup for colors of Progresso soup. What do you think? I did think this was War Eagle, but we kind of changed it around. Or is it Tennessee? Aren't they orange? I'm not sure orange and what, but it's okay. But you could make these in red, but I don't know about black. So you might have to switch the colors around. So I hope you enjoyed my inspiration and my color inspiration today. And leave me a comment. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.